Welcome to Season 4 of John McGivern's Main Streets.
I can't be scared because 7-year-olds do it.
The Main Streets podcast takes you behind the scenes of this popular PBS Wisconsin program. Now, get the inside scoop on this week's episode from hosts John McGivern and Emmy Fink and the Main Streets producer and director Lois Maurer.
Just came back from Frankenmuth, Michigan, which is episode 5 of season 4, of course. I'm here with Lois. Hello, Lois.
Hello, John.
Frankenmuth, cool, huh?
Oh, loved it.
Yeah. Emmy, how are you?
I'm good, John, and you?
Good to see you today. And we're here with Lance. Lance, who is the producer of this episode. Hey, Lance.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
So, talk about Frankenmuth. How did you find it, and what do you think of it?
Well, so to all of the Convention and Visitor Bureau people who probably sit in their offices and wonder, does anybody read those pamphlets? That's how we found Frankenmuth. Lois and I were on a site survey, and we pulled over to one of those rest stop areas, and I just picked up every pamphlet I could find, and the one that stuck out was Frankenmuth, Little Bavaria.
Yeah.
Open it up, the world's largest Christmas store, and I was hooked, and I was determined to make it happen. And Lois actually worked out everything with the SS Badger, so we could take that to Ludington, then to Frankenmuth. It's a big story, but Lois made it happen.
Well, logistically, it really only happened. Franken was far. You know, it's on the west or the east side of Michigan, and all of our stuff's been on the west side of Michigan. And because we were doing Ludington and took the Badger, the SS Badger, over to Ludington, now if you count the drive, it's only 3 hours from Ludington. So yes, we cheated.
We did kind of cheat. Yeah, because we didn't count crossing the lake as part of our travel.
Right. So
Yeah.
we get that it's far, but we also know it's such a tourist destination. And people talk about it. I mean, when we were shooting in Michigan, one of the things they all said was, oh, have you been to Frankenmuth? Are you going to Frankenmuth? So Lance and I had the fortune to go do the site survey, but it was cold when we were there.
Yeah, and we didn't get to take the boat because we went in April and the boat doesn't start till May. So we had to drive
Forever
to get there, and it was cold.
Yeah.
But still, even when it is a very cold April day, there was a lot of tourism there. There's tourism there year round. So they've sort of geared it so you can visit year round, which is really nice.
Well, I wish you would have been on the shoot, Lance, because what I noticed from the site survey to when we got there to shoot, gorgeous landscape, flowers everywhere, the baskets that hang, the signs that are up. I mean, it's really well done.
It probably looks like it does in the pamphlet.
It does.
Yeah, they didn't even Photoshop that. That's how it really is.
It's cool.
It's a beautiful little town. You know, when I thought that we're going to Little Bavaria and then it's all based on, I thought there was going to be something really kitschy about the whole thing. There's nothing kitschy about it. It's really well done. The people, and we happen to be there. I don't know if you know this. Oktoberfest was happening the week we were there.
That's right.
Well, thanks a lot for that.
Well, no, again, it was like after. I mean,
oh my Lord!
It's a little busy.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. My favorite, the Christmas shop.
Bronner's.
Bronner's Christmas Wonderland, and the fact that we talked to the family member that has been in the family forever. She was the best.
The daughter of the founder.
Yeah.
Daughter of the founder. Yeah. And the way it started, that he just was making a few Christmas signs
For the town.
and it
Yeah.
turned into a football field and a half of Christmas.
Yeah.
Remarkable.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
What? And you did it in no time.
You're dealing with the happiest time of the year for all of us.
Absolutely.
You know? But your dad didn't set out saying, I want the largest Christmas store in the world here.
Never. He never in his wildest dreams thought it would ever grow to be the world's largest Christmas store.
This is going on my tree, just so you know.
And that's one of the most amazing things is just the sheer volume and numbers of that place. They have 50,000 products. During Christmas time, 25,000 kids come to that town to sit on Santa's lap. They have 700 employees during Christmas time. Just how big and spectacular it is absolutely amazing. And in addition to all the products they have in the store, half of which are their own original designs, they make a lot of the lighting and props and stuff that you see in your local municipality. So if your local public park has giant ornaments, they're probably made by Bronner's.
Yeah.
So I mean, the business is even bigger than what we could cover.
And the stuff on the outside of Bronner's was as impressive as the inside.
Yeah.
They have decorations all on the outside year round. You can, you know how everybody waits for December and then drives through neighborhoods. You could do that every single day at Bronner's.
We did that in a cold day in April, and it was Christmas while we were there. You can get Christmas cookies there year round. Yeah.
We did it in a hot day in
Right.
September, and we had to wait till 9 o'clock for the sun to go down.
That's right.
Right.
Wow.
We so enjoyed it, but if you guys worked there, would you be able to take that Christmas music every single day of the year?
Probably not.
Christmas would not be as special come Christmas time.
Yeah.
Because you are.
Lance, it would be for you. You're a Christmas holic.
Yeah, but then again, I think you filter it out. That's like people who work in hospitals, they don't smell the hospital smell anymore.
Oh, you're
because
right.
their brain filters it out.
You're right.
Oh, that took a
That took a dark turn.
That took a turn.
Certainly did. I was like, now this is what I'm thinking about.
Speaking of taking a turn, if
Speaking of
you are at
hospitals.
Bronner's, you can take a turn and go right up the hill and visit the replica of the Austrian chapel where the hymn Silent Night was first ever played. And this is such a cool story. In Austria, at that chapel, the organ went out right around Christmas time, right? And the priest said to his friend who did some of the music for the
Pastor, I'm sure, because it was Lutheran.
Yes,
Pastor
there you
Joseph
go, Pastor.
Moore,
Don't
to be
get
quite
wrong.
honest.
Pastor, thank you. Pastor Joseph Moore said to his friend, you know, just come up with something Christmassy.
That I can play on my guitar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Silent Night. And that was such a cool little chapel. So a great little visit after Bronner's to go and check that place out.
Could you sing it for us now?
You know,
And chicken. Can we talk about the chicken in this town?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
no, what
Two
kind of chicken?
restaurants.
Is this like, is
Weren't
this
you there?
breaded?
Did you get to have it?
I had no chicken, people.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well,
That was
let's.
bad planning
Why
on my
don't you
part.
just tell me about it so I
I
can
had two on
salivate
your
over here?
behalf.
There's two restaurants run by the same family, but not they're cousins. So we and they say that the chicken is almost the same, which to me it kind of was exactly the same. But it's fried chicken and served family style. So it's chicken with all the fixings.
Okay.
Yeah. And the first place we were at was Zender's, and we talked with the guy who runs it. I mean, again,
the son of the original owner or grandson, Lance? Which one?
I can't remember if he's the son or the grandson.
I think he was the grandson.
And that Zender family, they go back all the way to the founding of the town. The Zender
2
family,
years after the missionaries came over.
right?
You remember that story, the missionaries, Emmy?
Oh, yes, from the cemetery and
Yes.
finding that log house, which was also a replica of the first structure ever in Frankenmuth.
Yeah.
A cemetery. Way to. bring
That's
it
where
down.
we
Right,
started it
again.
all. Right. We just really bring
That's
the doom and
Lance's
gloom.
role.
The missionaries, it was a group of Lutheran missionaries who came with the plan to convert the Native Americans. And as they say, that did not really go very well. So instead, they decided this little town, they invited more people to come, and they were living like Christ's lifestyle in this town. And they thought that would attract people to come to it. And, it pretty much worked.
It did.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of history, a lot of heritage. These same missionary families, generations down the road, still have their roots.
Where'd the
And
chicken come in, though?
Okay, the chicken.
The fried chicken.
They had to
show
eat,
up.
John. They were hungry.
There was some very smart entrepreneurs, is what it was. People
Yeah.
that said, okay, we're going to make a restaurant. We're going to make an inn. We're going to make a tourist destination for people to come. So Zender's, which was the first one we went into, that's the original that was founded.
Right.
Looks a little out of place in downtown, doesn't it? You think of Little Bavaria, you drive
Right.
by, big white pillars, big white building,
Yeah.
and you're kind of like, okay, I kind of don't get it. But it was modeled on Mount Vernon,
George
George
Washington.
Washington's house, right? And
Right.
just because,
Just because, yeah. There's that wasn't a great. There's not. It's just something that the family liked. So there's no great decision. But it was their cousins across the street at the Bavarian Inn to sort of be sort of that friendly competition. They had to differentiate themselves from this classic Mount Vernon look, so they went with a Bavarian look, and that started the whole town
yeah.
to become Little Bavaria. Every shop after that place, the Bavarian Inn became so successful, everybody started reworking their buildings to look more German.
And have the beautiful red geraniums, just like they do when you go to Switzerland or to Europe or
Just
Germany. Just gorgeous. Thank you for choosing that place because I got to wear my drindle outside of Plumtoberfest.
That's
It
fantastic.
doesn't get a lot of wear. And
Yeah, it caused a big discussion. We were like, should she wear it the whole episode? Should she not wear it the whole episode? The look on John's face is
I was
thinking,
like, what is she doing?
John loves when I show
I
up in
didn't ask you to
costume.
put the later hose it on, so that's
Because
good.
you knew what I would have said.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
way.
right, lady.
Now, we all love craft beer, especially you. You sent me to Michigan's oldest brewery,
That's right.
which was very cool. You think all of Michigan, that brewery was very cool. That brewmaster who let us in on the day they weren't even open
Right.
to film there. I mean, I think that's what's so cool is when you have these interactions with these people in these towns. Sometimes, you know, the person we talk to might not even know we're coming because who you have set this all up with is
Right.
different, and they're just so like, "Come on in. What can I get you?" I just love it. You feel like you're old friends.
Yep. We're lucky that way. And then it spoils it when you're a regular old tourist, doesn't it?
Right.
Because we're like, wait a minute. I know they're closed, but maybe if I just go through the back door,
That let me in.
I'll find somebody to talk to.
I loved again. I mean, it's going to be a great episode.
It
Is what
is.
it's going to be.
It is.
The woolen mill,
Wasn't that a surprise?
really surprising.
Now that was a Lance find, the woolen mill.
Right. It's very interesting. It was, and we get to go behind the scenes where the public can't go. And you should, as the public, should be thankful that we went behind the scenes for you because processing wool smells really bad and it's hot and it's humid. I don't know how they do it day in and day out, but the products that come from it are absolutely lovely.
Which they then sell in their shop.
Right.
So they not only they do everything but shear, I believe. Like
Pretty much, yeah.
They get it all, they make it all, they sell it all, and it's a couple. It's
Yeah.
you know the woman and her husband, and the husband wouldn't go on camera. And I was like, oh, come on camera. But she was so terrific that it was like, glad he didn't come on camera.
Abby Curtis, that's her name. Yeah.
Right.
Because Abby
Abby
was great.
Curtis,
She
yeah.
was terrific.
And they use this machine from the 1800s, the old-fashioned way, to process the wool. And it's one of the few machines left in the United States because most of these wool processing machines were melted down in World War II for the war effort. So the fact that it still exists is a very rare thing.
And did you know that they have another one in the basement?
Yes.
Oh, you did? Okay.
yeah.
I was like, you have two of these?
In case
from
it
the
goes
1800s?
out?
Right.
Huh?
In case one goes out?
I think they use that for parts, in fact.
Right.
Isn't that
okay.
what you
That's
said?
right.
Yeah. And
Gosh,
it's-
it sounds like
it's
the
so
SS
big, I
Badger.
don't think you can get rid of it.
Yeah.
It sounds like the SS Spartan.
Right.
That's
They
right.
use for parts.
The part yard.
Yeah.
Okay, but the one thing that really surprised me in Frankenmuth was Star of the West. Now, this was also, Star of the
Okay.
West is a milling company, and this was also one of those things when we went to the site survey. You're in Frankenmuth, and there's these grain silos kind of right in Main Street. And
Right
I
across
think
from the
a lot of
hotel.
people, they're not focused, so you just kind of walk past. I kept saying to Lance, we got to get in there. Come on, let's get in there. And I think that took a little doing on your part.
Yeah, it did, but I became quickly fascinated by the idea of doing it because, like we do, farmers markets. There's a big push for us to figure out or know where our food comes from, and I cannot tell you, like how flour gets processed. Like we've been to mills on the show, but it's like a mill from the 1700s with the giant stones. And this is a modern, state-of-the-art mill. And so to know where your food comes from is fascinating. They make their something called a white soft wheat. They make
Yes.
a very specific kind of wheat. And all the other places that make this wheat are on the West Coast. And they're the only one that makes this. And it's used in cereal and crackers and bourbon. And so what they do is they process all this flour and then they ship it off to Battle Creek to the Kellogg's plant.
Right.
And within 60 hours of the flour being processed in Frankenmuth, it is being made into Kellogg cereal. And I eat a lot of Kellogg cereal. So it's weird to know that like most of what I am comes from Frankenmuth.
Right.
You know?
Way to look at it.
Yeah. You are what you eat. And I guess I am Frankenmuth.
Oh, Lance,
And
we
did
love
you make your way through the mill?
No, I did not. But the pre-interview with a guy from the mill, it's amazing.
No, it's like a chemistry lab.
Yes.
Like I thought, oh, we're going to go in a mill. It's going to be dusty. There was nothing not incredibly organized and clean
Yeah.
and sort of like put gloves and a mask and because it's all it was so lab-like and not
Yes.
factory-like.
And there's a really good reason for that. The reason is it's about to get dark again. I warn you. They cannot have the flour pellets or the dust in the air because it's highly flammable. In the 1800s, there was many flour mills around the country that just exploded because the air caught fire. So that is why it is pristine like a laboratory.
Yeah.
I just want him to follow me around so I can learn things all day. You're amazing.
It does have the designation of being the loudest factory we've ever shot in 15 years.
Yeah.
It was.
Oh, I bet Gail
so
was so
loud.
happy.
Oh, Gail was beyond herself. Gail was just throwing her hands up, looking at me like, "What are we doing in here?" But we shot it all. We did the interview outside of the loud part. So people are going to be fascinated to see that segment.
It's great.
It was really cool.
In my kitchen and in Lois's office is something that we came home from Frankenmuth with, which is a little clock that was made by it's the largest cuckoo clock store or
Yeah. He's
in
the largest importer of cuckoo clocks in the country, right, Lance?
That's exactly right.
It's called the Frankenmuth Clock Shop.
Yes.
It's been around for 150 years. It started in the old country and came to the United States.
Yes.
And this the man who owns it
Greg.
now, Greg Burton, he
Yeah.
he bought it from the owners. And he has since become the largest importer of cuckoo clocks in the USA.
And I thought we were going to go in there, especially when we did the site survey. And when we said meet the owner of the clock shop, in my experience, they've all been about 75, 80 years old.
Right.
This guy's like 30.
Yeah, he's a really young guy, real energetic,
And knows the stuff.
really knows the stuff.
Yeah.
And it is one of the few places in the country where you can get your cuckoo clock fixed.
Mm-hmm.
If it's busted, you mail it to them and they will fix it for you. But
How long?
2-year waiting list.
Yep.
Get out of here.
I'm getting it done. Yeah.
Because it's probably one guy.
Well,
No,
they
they
have
had
like
like-
3 guys.
they had like
but
3 guys
if
tinkering
nobody
all day
does
long.
that work.
Right.
He's one of the only people that
You are going to
does that work.
forget you have a cuckoo clock, and then this thing is going to get shipped back to you, and it's going to be like another Christmas present because
Right.
you're going to
Yeah.
have forgotten.
You'll be like, I don't have any wall space to put this. Where was it?
Right.
He designed the one. He has these miniature ones that he
Yes.
designs, and he gave each of us on the crew.
yeah,
How nice.
So I have mine in my kitchen because it's colorful,
It's cute.
and I have it in the middle setting. So the top setting is the cuckoo clock. The middle section is no sound, and the bottom and the lower one is a song or something, right?
Well, all I
You
know
have
is
your cuckoo on,
yesterday you were in my office.
and the cuckoo. It goes off. I'm like, turn it to the middle setting.
It was noon. It happens.
A good episode. I loved it. And that was one of our 2 Michigan episodes. It's, of course, episode number 5, as I said. We have a fan shout out, Chris Bradford from Key West, Iowa.
Oh, I didn't think you were going to say that.
Key West, Iowa. Can we go there for the show?
Right? I guess I got to find out where it is.
Maybe there's a beach.
It's Iowa.
Maybe.
We should talk about our sponsor, shouldn't we, Lo?
I guess so. Otherwise, we would not be on the air, would we?
Yeah.
They're kind enough to underwrite the show, and that's how we afford to do this show. We're not a pay-for-play model, so we have people that believe in our mission enough.
The fine folks of Beloit, Wisconsin, right down by the border, they came on as a community sponsor. Beloit, I don't know if you've been there recently, have they just built up a beautiful downtown area, beautiful boutique hotels and restaurants and coffee shops, and just
And the river goes right through it.
it has really turned into a must-visit destination.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Those are our sponsors. And people can get involved sponsoring our show if, in fact, you believe in the mission. And in fact, you know that there's an audience that you're trying to reach, this is a great way to reach them.
Like you always say, all positive all the time, right? These communities.
It's going to be a great episode. As I said, episode 5, season 4, Frankenmuth. Great talking to you guys. Thanks a lot.
Want to wear something that's going to support your favorite show? Shop at Main Street Store. Proceeds go to help us get next season into production. So come on, go shopping at mainstreets.tv.